gotta talk about the hypocrisy that is coming out in this election, because what we have seen, what we have asked is, I don't know if we got to ask it of the whole black community or should we just ask it of black women. So black women are supporting Kamala Harris, but at the same time they're yelling about like interracial relationships of black men, but none of them has said nothing about the interracial relationship. You have not heard anybody bring up the fact that this woman is not married to a black man. No one has brung up the fact that this woman is not married to a black man. And if we look at all the women who have got important roles with Sleepy Joe, they have all been married outside their race. There has not been one significant black woman in Sleepy Joe's candidate that has been married to a black man. So is this the new equality? Is this new black love? And we have learned that black women have been attacking Simone and her husband. So what is the thing here? Do black women got a problem with black men? Because, I don't know what's going on here. I just want to get a clear cut picture. Someone left, they was coming, but they left. Come back on. So the only problem, it's a problem when black men step outside. Black men step outside the race, but it ain't a problem when so-called black women step out of the race. You accepted a Supreme Court justice when they had other Supreme Court justices who was black women who happened to be married to black men. Maybe Joe Biden is showing his racism and maybe Joe Biden is showing his racism for black men, because he did not pick one black woman married to a black man. Not one black woman. He picked a black woman to be his press secretary. She wasn't married to a black man. Supreme Court justice wasn't married to a black man. The vice president wasn't married to a black man. Y'all don't like Tim Scott because he's married to a white woman. And for some reason, y'all don't like Simone Biles because she's married to a black man. What the hell do y'all want, man? What the hell do y'all want? What is new black love? What is new black love? How the world plan to make without the black man? Ain't that what Goody Mob said? Who's that sneaking in my window? It seems like the black man is being written out of history. The black man is being written out of history. You support Serena Williams, who tried to bleach her skin. Ain't that crazy? You support Serena Williams, who tried to bleach her skin. And now all of a sudden we got, well, that's his girlfriend, whatever it is. We got racial pride for an Indian who we call him black, who as in, we got racial pride for a woman we're calling black but isn't married to a black man. That right there, she already determined her race. She determined her race when she decided to move to not marry a black man. The only credit I give Obama is he coming from a white family, decided to marry a black woman. So I give him credit so we can count him as a black man. But if Obama, how can you consider yourself black if you can't even make black children? How can you consider yourself black? You can't even make black children. That's crazy. How are y'all calling this woman black and she can't even make black children? She picked what side she was, but y'all steady saying she's a black woman. She's a black woman. She's a black woman. How, as a mixed woman, mixed with Scottish, which is white, African from her dad. Her dad is Scottish, Indian, and white. I mean, African, which is basically white, Indian, and black. Her mom is fully Indian. So when she married a white man, she picked the side she chose. So why are y'all saying this is a black woman is what I'm trying to say. I don't understand it. How can she, how are you a black woman? I already know what side you on. I read your comment, but I'm gonna let you speak. Go ahead.
I'm glad you did. I hope you did. I wouldn't have wrote it if I didn't want you to read it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to tell you, you ain't no black man.
Oh, I'm black, bro.
You're not, brother. You said you was mixed.
I'm black, bro. You're not gonna tell me. You're not gonna tell me what. You're not gonna tell me. You're not gonna tell me, bro. You're not gonna sit on the internet and tell me what I am and what I ain't, bro.
I'm gonna tell you what you are, sir.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're gonna sit here and whine about it. You're gonna sit here and whine about it online. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. You're gonna sit here and whine about it. My mother is black. She's black in Cherokee. Okay. And my dad is Puerto Rican.
Sir, that is black. What the fuck? Sir, first of all,
look, nigga. You're not gonna sit here and tell, and you ain't gonna sit here. You ain't gonna sit here. I know what I am. I know what I am. You ain't. I don't need no nigga like you to validate nothing. I don't need nobody like you to validate nothing, bro.
You're right. My daddy always told me, don't argue with a fool, because if you argue with a fool, people don't know who's two and two, who is who. I get sick of you people getting up here talking about I'm Cherokee. You don't know your history. Cherokee was coppered stone people. The original Christopher Columbus and all of these people, all you got to do is read the documentation of what they wrote, and you would know who they're describing. They're not describing the Native Americans of today. They're describing black people. I get sick of this. I'm mixed with Indian. I'm mixed with Cherokee. You black. I'm mixed with Puerto Rican. Who are the Puerto Ricans? The Puerto Ricans are Africans who was transported by the Spaniards to Africa. That's self-hatred. All that man got up here is promoting self-hatred, talking about I'm mixed. You promoting self-hatred. At the same time, you're trying to say you're happy to be black. I'm black, but you're promoting self-hatred by saying I'm mixed. I would never say I'm mixed. I'm black. That's the bottom line. I'm black. Because I know who my people are. I know where I came from. I know most black people want to do everything but be black. Everything but be black. I'm mixed with this. I'm mixed with that. We the only people in the world, and we love to do this one. I got good hair. Because I got that good hair because I'm mixed with, man, like all black people got bad hair. I hate that when people say that, oh, I got good hair because I'm mixed with Indian. You mixed with Indian? Oh, yeah, I got that good hair. So basically you saying the rest of us got bad hair because we're not mixed. You know what good hair is if you got hair on your head. If you got hair on your head, you got good hair. If you got hair on your head, that's considered good hair to me. Talking about you got all this good hair. Trying to put your, like, dude, and then when these people say I got good hair, this is because, you know, especially black women put a lot of chemicals in their hair. But if you see black women's hair in their natural state, black women got beautiful hair. But because they put all these damn chemicals in their hair to make their hair straight, you don't know how beautiful their hair is, because if you look at black women's hair and you look at the pictures of the Indians, the so-called Indians in the early 1900s and the early 1800s, in the 1800s and 1900s, you will see that if black women wouldn't put all them damn chemicals in their hair would look the same as those women's hair. Black women, see, you should be with your wife. Black women don't, Black women got beautiful natural hair. They don't need to wear waves if they don't need to wear wigs and weaves, and they don't need to put all these chemicals in their hair if they would just take care of their hair. Their hair is very beautiful. Their hair, if they just will take care of their hair, but black women has been taught to a beauty standard. When they set the standard of beauty, you know. Black women's hair is very beautiful. They used to walk around with braids. Black women's hair grows very, it's just that the standard of beauty has been changed in this country, and we got to get back to understanding the true beauty, not to put anyone else's beauty down. But as black people, we got to find our own true beauty and stop with this putting ourselves down like I'm light-skinned because I'm mixed. We was light-skinned before we was mixed. You're not light-skinned because you're mixed. There was light-skinned people on the earth before before slavery. There was light-skinned black people. Stop saying your certain features because European style. We wasn't all dark-skinned people. We come in all shades of the rainbow. We wasn't all black, blue, purple. There has been, if you look at Africa, there's beautiful shades of different people, and it ain't because they're mixed. We come in different shades just because some people don't want to say they're black. If you go to India right now, there are people blacker than us. These are black people, but because of the stigma that black people have, they won't claim to be black, and they got straight black hair. If you understand like the knowledge of black people, when we moved farther into the jungle, our straight hair became nappy and because of our atmosphere. But don't listen to these people tell us that, oh, you got this type of hair, you're light-skinned, your nose is like this because you're mixed. Come on now. Come on now. I'm not going to put my people down to live up to some beauty standard. I'm not going to do that. I'm not putting no one else down. I'm not putting no other race down. But I'm not going to say that I'm something that I'm not to justify a feature I have. I'm not going to say because my hair is wavy and curly, oh, I got Spanish in me, I'm Latino, or I'm black. I'm pure black. It's all I've seen all my life. I'm black. And that dude who said he's Puerto Rican is a nationality. Puerto Rican is not a race. That's a nationality. Anybody can be there can be white Europeans born in Puerto Rico that can call themselves Puerto Ricans. Like there can be white people from Africa. White people can come from South Africa. White people can come from Nigeria and Niger and Senegal and the Sudans. That nationality is just where you're born. Your race is your skin color. Your nationality can change from where you're born. That's all it is. That's all that is. We get nationality and race mixed up. Yeah, we get nationality and race mixed up. We say because a person is born somewhere, oh, like you got a lot of black people. The largest black people outside of Africa are in Brazil. But if you go talk to most of these people, they won't identify as black. They'll tell you they're Latino because of the language they speak. They speak Spanish, so they identify with the Latino culture. When these are black people, the largest population of black people outside Africa is in Brazil. These are black people, but because they speak Spanish, they will identify as being Latinos. But these are black people. These are African people. These, like Peter Tosh said, no matter where you're born, you're still a black man. That's it. Go listen to that song by Peter Tosh. He said, no matter where you're born, you're still a black man. If you're born in Brazil, you're a black man. If you're born in Colombia, you're a black man. If you're born in Honduras, you're a black man. Belize, you're a black man. The Caribbeans, Jamaica, Haiti, America, Africa, you're still a black man. Like Marcus Garvey said, Africa is inside of us. Still Spanish or whatever the hell it is. So they call themselves Latinos. They don't, because people don't know who conquered who. You're still black people. We just blame slavery on the Europeans. You have a problem in Sudan, where these people, not Sudan, Somalia. These people don't think they're black. They think they're Arabs. These are black people in Somalia. You're black. But they'll tell you they're Arabs. They'll tell you I'm not black. You fucking black. What the hell is you talking about? You black. It's just you was conquered by the Muslims, the Arabs. And your culture is Islamic culture. But if you look at Harris, and we get back to Harris, it's unfortunate that the only thing we talk about with Harris is her race. When are we going to talk about her policies? You know, and I was talking to one lady, and she said, the president just signs legislation. And I said, what the hell are we voting for a president for? We should be focusing on the Congress if all the president does is sign laws into action. The president sets policies. So what is her policies other than she's black, which she's not? What policy has she had? And it's funny how she gets credit when you see all of these videos talking about what she did for the black community. She gets credit for shit Trump did. They giving her credit for supporting the first act, the first step law. When that was, why don't Trump get, why, okay, you're giving her credit for supporting it, but it was Trump who signed it into office. So why aren't we giving him credit? Why didn't she promote it? What bill, what is the policy of Kamala Harris is what people have to ask. What is her damn policies? Outside y'all believe this woman is black. She has no policies. And then if she has policies, here's the thing. A lot of y'all have to admit either she's lying or Joe Biden was a lame duck president. Okay? This is the thing you have to admit. Either she is lying about the stuff she's going to do or Joe Biden was a lame duck president. Which one of y'all want to go to? Which one do y'all want? Was he a lame duck president or is she lying? Because if she's saying she's going to do something for reproductive rights, why didn't Joe Biden do it? Why didn't she have Joe Biden do something for reproductive rights? If she's saying she's going to do something for the border, why didn't she have Joe Biden do something for the border? Right? Why didn't she have Joe Biden? All of this stuff she's saying, 4 years as the vice president, you could not encourage Joe Biden to do it? So you're telling me you waited 4 years and now you're coming out with all of this stuff that you plan to do for the American people? Well, why didn't Joe Biden do it? Why didn't the Democrats do it in the 4 years that they had to do something to get something through? Why are you saying what you're going to do now? Either Joe Biden and the Democrats was a lame duck in this whole 4 years, or either she's lying. It can't be both. It got to be one or the other. It can't be Joe Biden was a strong president and I'm going to just do this. It would, if what she would be saying is, I'm going to continue the policies of Joe Biden. Wouldn't she? If Joe Biden was such a good president, like y'all say he was, she would be like, I am going to continue the policies of Joe Biden. Or maybe the American people don't want to admit that you should have voted for Trump instead of Biden. Is that what's going on? Are y'all having buyer's remorse for Joe Biden? Y'all having buyer's remorse for Joe Biden? That you don't want to admit that, hey, we should have voted for Trump? Is that what's going on? You're having a buyer's remorse? You at the end of 4 years, you're kind of thinking we should have voted for Trump? Is that what we're thinking? Because that's why you saying, hey, because I don't hear nobody when you talk about the policies of Kamala say that she should continue the policies of Joe Biden. I haven't heard that come out yet. I haven't heard one person voting for saying they voting for Kamala Harris saying they want the policies of Joe Biden to continue through her. So are you having buyer's remorse? Are you having buyer's remorse because you knew 4 years ago you should have voted for Trump? So is that what is going on? We're having buyer's remorse? And because either two things, either Joe Biden was a lame duck president or Kamala Harris is lying about the stuff she can do for you. They got to contradict each other, because everything she's saying she can do for you, why didn't Joe Biden do it for you? Why didn't Joe Biden do everything Kamala Harris said she can do for you? Why? Why not? Why not? It's making lots of sense. Y'all don't want it to make sense because y'all having buyer's remorse. You should have voted for Trump 4 years ago because Harris is lying. Either Democrats, you got to admit that Joe Biden was a lame duck president for you to believe Kamala Harris. Because if I was debate Kamala Harris right now, the only thing I would ask her, why didn't you do it? That'd be my answer for everything. Everything she said, everything she says, I would say, why didn't you do it? That would be it. I'd be like, why didn't you do it? You had 4 years. Why didn't you do it? Why didn't Joe do it? I would even switch it up. Why didn't Joe do it then? Why didn't Joe do it? We're gonna fix the border. Why didn't Joe do it? We're gonna tackle inflation. Okay, why didn't Joe do it? We're gonna write a reproductive bill. Okay, why didn't Joe do it? That'd be everything I say. Everything I say. Why didn't you do it? You had 4 years. Why didn't you do it? Joe has the highest inflation of any president. Of any president. He has the highest inflation of any president. He's bragging about his unemployment rate. But what the use of having a job if you can't buy nothing? You can't buy nothing. What the hell? He's bragging about an unemployment rate. At the same time, he has the highest inflation rate. So basically, you was better off being unemployed because you can't buy nothing. You is crazy. You better go look it up. Shit. What's the use of having a job okay, you say everyone has a job, but no one's making a living wage. No one can live because of the inflation is too high. No one can live because the inflation is too high. You're not making a living wage. Your money is not going as far as it should. You got people out here crying about rent prices because rent is going up because of inflation, but the salaries are not going up. You got people making life decisions at the gas pump. Can I get some gas and maybe I can eat some noodles tonight? This is when people go to the gas pump, they are making life decisions. If I get this gas, can I eat tonight? Right? So there's so many people right now. If you go, this is true. This is true. If you go to these back to school giveaways, there are so many people there because they can't afford to buy their kids school supplies because of the damn inflation. The damn inflation, right? The damn inflation. Oh, come on now. Everyone's blaming Trump. I thought Donald Trump. Come on now. The pandemic was over 3 years ago. Come on now. Don't do that. Wait a minute, brother. Wait a minute. First, pay some respect. Earn some respect, brother, before you go straight into it. If I came into your house, you would want me to pay some respect. First, greet me. Say hello. Say thank you for letting me on the show or something. Come on, brother.
Hello. Hello.
Right.
How are you?
Right. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm fine.
Okay, what's your name?
The Big M.
The Big M. Okay, the Big M. Tell me, tell me what you want to talk about.
Yeah, so you say that it's not Trump's fault for inflation, but he is the one who tripled the national debt in his 4 years. He's the one who refused to address the COVID crisis, which is a large part of the reason that inflation is as high as it is today.
One issue at a time. Which issue you want to deal with? He was the one who did what you say he did?
He tripled.
You tripled the debt? You tripled the debt?
Triple the national, doubled or tripled.
Okay. What did Biden do? Did he cut the debt?
Excuse me?
Did Biden cut the debt?
Joe Biden deficit. Donald Trump.
Okay, Trump added 8.4. Okay. Okay, let's see who let's see. Who we gonna put who added more to the debt as a president? Which this shouldn't even be a fucking conversation.
It's gonna be Donald Trump.
Okay, who added more to the debt as president? Let's see who added more to the debt. This shouldn't even be a conversation. The debt's so out of control, it doesn't matter. $8 trillion, that shit's so out of control. Let's see. Who added the debt? Okay, U.S. 10. Okay, who added the most debt? U.S. 4. Okay.
Why doesn't it? What? No. Why doesn't it matter? He doubled the national debt that has taken.
How do you know, sir?
How the hell? To get to the point where it was. Can you let me finish? Can you let me finish?
I can't, because for him to double it, it would be, I think when he took office, it was at $17 trillion. For him to double it, it has to be at $34 trillion right now. He didn't double it. Come on, sir. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come with facts.
He very much did. He did. Look at where the national debt was before Donald Trump, on the day Donald Trump took office, and look where it was on January 20th, 2021. Do it right now.
Sir, you're not my mom. You ain't my daddy.
Well, you're making these claims that you can't support, and then you're saying, "Oh no,
sir, we're about to bust your bubble,
he
sir."
did. Okay, just because you don't want to do the research, that's fine.
Sir, I'm doing the research now, sir. Sir, I'm doing the research now. Okay. Sir, do you want to apologize to me now? Do you want to apologize for I bust these facts out? Sir.
No, I would not.
Okay, which president increased the debt the most? Sir, which president increased the debt the most?
Yeah, and it was Donald Trump.
No, sir, it was not. It was not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's look at it.
Okay, you can quote.
Sir, please be quiet. Please be quiet, sir. Sir, when I bring out the numbers, you don't want to talk. When Donald Trump took office,
you haven't brought out any numbers, and
I'm about to bring out the numbers now, sir. Sir, I'm about to bring them out now, sir. When Donald Trump took office, the national debt was $20 trillion. When he left office, the national debt was $8 trillion. Now, when Joe Biden took office, it was 28 trillion. And in this, as of the 2024, it's 34 trillion. $2 trillion off. What is you talking about, sir? But wait a minute, sir. When
Again, why do you have to be disrespectful? Just because you don't understand.
Sir, shut up.
You don't understand.
Okay, sir. When Obama took office, the national debt was $11 trillion. When Obama left office, it was $20 trillion.
Yeah, we were also fighting 3 of George W. Bush's wars. We were in the middle of a recession. No. You're making a claim. You're making a claim, so let me refute.
Okay, sir.
Let me refute it and tell you why you're wrong.
Okay, sir.
Are you just going to keep talking?
No, because I want to ask you a question.
Why did you bring me up here if you're not going to stop talking?
I didn't bring you up here. You asked to come up here. I just want to ask you a question. Why is Biden's and Donald Trump have the same damn debt?
Except it's not.
It's only $2 trillion off.
Show.
Where did you get that from? I just showed you.
Where did you get that from? I just showed you.
And in Biden's first year,
what is your source?
What? Again, sir, is the national debt $34.6 trillion?
What is your source
for
that information? Just
Sir, bear witness. You're supposed to know. Is the national debt right now $34.6 trillion?
Again, you can say that all you want. Show it.
I just showed it, sir. That right now, as we stand right now, the total number, Biden has added $6.17 trillion to the debt. Trump added $8.18 trillion. We're talking about $2 trillion more. And you're trying to say that Trump added the significant, you tried to say Trump got in here and doubled the debt. He didn't even, $8 trillion is not even close to doubling the debt.
Again, you haven't told what a source is. You haven't shown what your source is. So why should I believe you?
Consumers Affairs will tell you. Oh, they lying. They must be pro-Trump. Consumers Affairs, it will break it all down for every president, and that tells you what every president added to the debt. And Biden added $6.17 trillion. Trump added $8.18 trillion. What's the difference, sir? You said that you got up here and made the claim, and I know I've been joking around about.
It's a difference of $2 trillion.
You got up here, sir. You got up here and made the claim that Trump tripled or doubled the debt, and I just proved to you he did not.
Except you didn't, but that's fine.
What the hell, sir? What mathematics have you learned? Wait a minute, sir. For Trump to triple the debt, to double the debt, he would have had to leave office with the debt at $40 trillion. To triple it, he would have had to leave office at the debt at 60. He left office with $8.18 trillion. What math class does that equal, double or triple? What math class? Because maybe that's that new math. Maybe that's that new math, because the math that I learned, that is not doubling or tripling the debt.
So you believe that?
It's not what I believe, sir. It's what you said, sir.
It is what you believe. It is what you believe, though. Because you don't know what you're talking about.
Sir, you said, sir, listen to me, sir. You said Donald Trump doubled or tripled the debt. I proved to you he didn't.
We did double the debt.
Sir, for him to double the debt, the debt right now is only at 34.60. If he doubled the national debt, that damn thing would have to be, it would not be under $40 trillion right now. It would be over $40 trillion. That's doubling the debt.
Again,
sir, just apologize.
You haven't shown your source. You haven't done anything.
Sir, you was wrong.
I'm not going to apologize.
You was wrong. Just apologize so we can go on to the next point.
Have the day you deserve. Actually, have a bad day. Bye.
I don't care. You mad because you got proved wrong? Damn. Ma'am. I maybe I haven't been in school for a long time, but to double something means that if I double a quarter, I got 50 cents. It doesn't mean that I got 35 cents and then I say I doubled it. You can't add 8 cents to 25 cents and say you doubled it. That's not how this works. Maybe that's that new math. To double something means that you have to have equal value to what you already had. So for Trump to have doubled the debt, that means the national debt would be $40 trillion. Right now, the national debt stands at $34 trillion. He added $8.18 trillion, and Biden added $6.17 trillion. Sir, ma'am, there's a lot of propaganda out there that y'all reading, Democratic propaganda that is basically trying to paint Trump as a bad person. If you Google anything, all you find is anti-Trump articles that come up first. That's all you find, anti-Trump articles, not real articles. These are anti-Trump people writing these articles, and that's not the truth. In fact, the American people should be upset. That's not what he said. How the hell did he triple Biden's debt if Biden's debt is 6.17 and his was 8.18? What the hell, people? Maybe I'm slow because, listen, again, I'm explaining it slow. I was always taught to double something, it has to be equal value. So if you have a quarter, to double it to 50 cents, you have to have another quarter. You can't add 8 cents to something and say you doubled it. That's not how this works. You can't have $100 bill and I give you 50 and now I say you doubled your money. I would have to give you another $100 for you to double your money. I mean, what kind of game are we playing? What kind of game are we playing here, people? Democrats, once again, he was misproven. Donald Trump didn't double or triple the debt. He didn't double or triple the debt. So I guess his next point was going to be COVID. His next point was going to be he mishandled COVID. That's funny how we have proof that, okay, let's look at that proof too. Who had the greater COVID numbers? And I know what y'all gonna say. Y'all gonna say, well, Biden inherited his numbers. Okay, fine. But Biden also had the vaccine. Let's keep that real. Biden also had the vaccine. So please, Trump didn't have a vaccine. So please kill that noise. Trump didn't have a vaccine. They're not breaking it down by year because they don't want us to prove that. Sir, how did he spend double the amount of what Biden spent when he spent 8.1 trillion? Biden spent 6.1 trillion. Again, that doesn't equal double. That doesn't equal double. Double it would equal if he spent 12. That doesn't equal double, y'all. That doesn't equal double. I don't know where we're getting these statistics at. That doesn't equal double. That doesn't equal double. And the fact that Biden even added to the debt, would be something that we question. Y'all act like Biden took office and he took away from the debt. He added $6.1 trillion on top of the debt. And that's something that any president is going to do. Let's be real about it. The debt is never going to go down. He's going to add the debt. The debt is what it is. The debt is what it is. It's something that no one should even talk about, because whoever takes office, unless the only way you're going to, like, you can't, the problem with the debt is you have to find a way to stop spending money. You can't expect America to get out of debt unless we just stop spending money. And if we stop spending money, there's so much there. What about the services in America? Unless a president gets in office and figures out a way to boost productivity, boost the amount of money we take in compared to the amount of money we spend, the debt is never going to go down. It's never going to go down because you're always spending money. So there's no president, whether it be Harris or whether it be Trump, that is going to decrease the debt because of the amount of money we spend per year. I don't know if people realize that. The debt is never going to go down unless we find a way to boost production, and then at the same time we're boosting production, find a way not to spend money. That's it. That's the only way you're going to make the debt go down. So I don't know how we're going to blame Trump, Obama. We can't blame nobody. Blame the people who started the debt. That's who you should blame, the people who started the debt, because these are the people who screwed the country. Not Obama, not Trump, not Biden, not Harris. The people who started the debt in the first place. Those are the people who screwed the country. And then everyone who came after them just kept doing what they was told, doing what they did. That's it. But what is Harris's policy on the debt? I haven't heard Harris come out and say how she was going to get rid of the debt, while y'all keep saying Trump tripled the debt. What has Harris said? When Harris was in Atlanta, did she even mention the debt? Did she even mention the debt? I didn't hear Harris say one thing about the debt. No one even knows Harris's policies. Harris's whole thing is to say she's black. That's her whole thing. Harris's whole thing is to tell women that all your health is reproductive. I'm going to make it where you have the right to get rid of babies. She has not said anything about women's health, unless all women need is to have the ability to get rid of babies. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a woman, so I don't know like what health y'all need. I don't know what your health needs are, but I'm sure, I'm positive that it's more than just getting rid of babies. I'm positive that you have more health needs than getting rid of babies. I'm sure. I'm positive. I'm willing to bet money that every woman in this country has a more pressing health need than to get rid of babies. And I will give you the solution. I will give you the solution to your reproductive problem. Keep your legs closed. If you don't want to have a baby, keep your legs closed. What the great Michael Jackson said: if you can't feed your baby, don't have a baby. In the words of the great philosopher Michael Jackson, he said, if you can't feed your baby, don't have a baby. So if you don't want a baby, keep your legs closed, okay? Keep your legs closed. That's all you got to do. You don't got to worry about going seeing a doctor. You don't got to worry about going see nobody. Just keep your legs closed. If you say, hey, I don't want a baby until I get married, keep your legs closed until you get married. All right? You don't got to open your legs. You don't got to open your legs. I'm pro-choice. I love pro-choice. Women, I am pro-choice. I am pro-choice. Remember that right now. I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-choice that you keep your legs closed. I told you, I'm pro-choice. Keep your legs closed. Your choice is to open or close your legs. That is your choice. Now, when you open your legs and you choose to open your legs and you lay down with someone and you get them pregnant, you made a choice. You should have thought about who you laid down with. I mean, You laying down with every Pookie and Ray Ray? Pookie got 7 babies already. He don't take care of them. And when I say Pookie, Pookie comes in all races and all ethnicities and all nationalities. Hell, Pookie is even coming in studs now. Shit, you know, Pookies are coming in studs. So when you lay down with Pookie and you know Pookie got 7 children and he ain't took care of one of them, I don't know what makes you think he's going to take care of the 8th one. I don't know. I don't know what's going to make you think he's going to take care of the 8th kid. If you lay down and you don't want to use no protection and you get a baby, hey, I don't know what to tell you. Only reason I support that reproductive rights is if you was forced or you have some health issues. But 93% of you are using it like it's birth control. 93% of you are going to Planned Parenthood like Planned Parenthood is based birth control. And black people, Planned Parenthood is because they plan for there to be no more parents in the hood. That's what Planned Parenthood is. They plan for it to be no more parents in the hood. You know what my source is. I don't gotta tell you my source. You know damn well 93% of reproductive rights are because people don't want babies. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. Ask anybody who got an abortion. Ask whoever, if you had one, come up here and tell us why you had one. Come up here and tell us why you had one. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to talk about you. Just come up here and tell us why you had one. And I guarantee you, the people who came up here, whoever comes up here and tells us why they had one, it won't be because they was forced. It won't be because of health reasons. It would be because they didn't want a baby. They're going to try to make it seem sweet. They're going to try to, try to make it seem colorful. But when we boil it down, it's because they didn't want to have a baby. I mean, someone wanted to come up, but I guess they got scared because come up here and tell us why you had one. Just come up here and tell us. I guarantee you, if I get 5 women to come up here and tell us, only one of them is going to say because of health reasons. One of them is going to probably say because I was forced. The other 3 are going to say, I just didn't want a baby. I'll wait. Come up here and tell us. Come up here and tell us why you got one. Come up here and tell us. They was using it as birth control. They was using it as birth control. Maybe they man said, hey, take this $250 and go down to Planned Parenthood. I don't want to be a father. Or maybe they was like, hey, I got too much going on right now. I don't want to be a mother. I don't want to be a mother, so I'm going to go down here. Or maybe it was like, oh, I don't want to have a baby unless I'm married. Well, you shouldn't have had no relations until you was married. Now, right? I know you disagree because you're a Pookie. Well, I don't know. I ain't never had one, so I don't know how much they are. All I hear is people joking about $250. Hey, it is what it is. But I'm just saying what I'm saying. I am pro-choice. Pro-choice, you keep your legs closed. Pro-choice, you keep your legs closed. That's what I'm saying. If you don't want to have a baby till you get married, don't do nothing till you get married. Like the great Michael Jackson said, if you can't feed your baby, don't have a baby. Well, I don't see no women coming up here telling me why they had one. The floor is open, women. Come up here and say why you had one. I mean, y'all out here crying. Women are out here crying, making it seem like all of these people are being forced. All of these people are having health issues. But y'all don't want to come up here and say the real reason. We know the real reason. We know the real reason. You run into the clinic like it's birth control. And that's what the real reason is. You're knocking on the door because you slept with Pookie. You slept with Ray Ray. We know what it is. So, bruh, Trey, what Michael Jackson said, if you can't have a baby, then don't have a baby. If you ain't got no money, you don't be needing no relationships. Bottom line. Why women laying down with broke people? Why you laying down with broke people? Like these people ain't got no money. Why you laying down with a broke person that can't take care of no child? You knew they was broke. You knew he was living in his mama's basement. You knew he was living with grandmama. You knew he was couch surfing. What you lay down with him for? What you lay down with him for? And now you're mad at me. What the hell? Why are you mad at me for? Why you mad at me? Shit, make better choices. I'm pro-choice. Make better choices. Make better choices, because Trey, you a Pookie or Ray Ray. You mad because I'm throwing salt at your game. Shit, make better choices. Shit, you mad because I'm throwing salt. Shit. Stop going to the club and picking people because of their physical appearances. Like shit. And then you mad because you wake up in the morning because old pretty boy done got in his car and left. Shit. Shit. Put the 90-day rule in effect. Put the 90-day women. Put the 90-day rule in effect. Put the 90-day rule in effect. You're not getting no lovins for 90 days. You ain't getting no lovins for 90 days. That's what y'all gotta do. Put the 90-day rule in effect. I put the till we get married rule in effect. I mean, that's the problem now. Most of y'all just y'all ain't courting. Instead of courting for marriage, y'all just giving it up for the carriage. You know, y'all want the 24 hour. See, y'all talking about marriage. Y'all want the carriage. Y'all want the carrots. Y'all want the free dinners. Y'all want the free trips. That's what y'all want. Shit. So stop talking that. If you serious, say that stuff for marriage. I don't care. Wait 90 days. Wait for marriage. Just keep your legs closed. That's all I'm saying. Shit. Keep your legs closed, man. Keep your legs closed. Shit. Cause I mean, that's all I'm saying. Nah, I see everyone, oh, someone broke his heart. Someone broke his heart. I'm telling you the truth. I'm trying to help you out, women. I'm trying to help you out. It's like y'all, I'm trying to give you a way out of the situation. It's like y'all just want to stay in the situation. Y'all just want to play boo-boo the fool. That's what women, y'all just want to be boo-boo the fool. Y'all just want to be boo-boo the fool. Don't be boo-boo the fool. Stop it. Stop it, women. Know your value. Know your value. Your value is more than you being on your back. Know your value. Then what the hell is you arguing with me for? You're a married woman. Right? Know your value. Stop letting every Pookie and Ray Ray and Billy Bob and Joe Blow spit game to you and take your pearl away from you, and then they gone. Now you're out here with 3 baby daddies talking about why don't nobody want to marry you. You're out here with 3 baby daddies wondering why you can't get married. It's a shame. We're on TikTok. We are validating teen marriages. That's good for you. That's good for you. What you arguing for? You have no kids. Why you even in this? I don't understand that myself either. Does he take care of them? Yeah, Trump might be a Pookie. Trump might be a Pookie. I don't know. Shit, does he take care of them? Hell. But I'm gonna tell you right now, we don't want to talk about. We don't want to go to the bedroom. That's what we don't want to do. Because if we go to the bedroom, whose history is worse? Is Trump's history or is Kamala's history? So I think we don't want to go to the bedroom. I think we don't want to go there. I think we don't want to go there. We don't want to go there, right? Right? We don't want to go there, correct? Because when we talk about qualifications, who got qualified for politics because they was in the bed because of the casting couch? Do you got any proof of that? Do you got proof? Bring proof that he did it. Bring proof that he did it. Bring proof. We just saying stuff now. Bring proof. Tell us the proof that you got that he did that. It's funny. It's funny. You know what's so funny? That Harris supporters can't have a conversation without bringing up Trump. Don't y'all think that's funny? Harris supporters can't have a conversation without bringing up Trump. They can't. They can't have one conversation without bringing up Trump. If you say, hey, what is Harris's policies? They're going to say 2 to 3 things about a policy, and then they're going to bring up Trump. That's it. You can't go, if you speak to any Harris supporter, they will try their damnedest to hold Trump's name in. But give them 2 minutes, and in that 2 minutes, Trump's name's going to come out. Trump's name is they're going to spit Trump's name out. Like, I'm just saying, all you Harris supporters, can't you have one conversation without bringing up Trump? Can't you just say, if we talk about policy, when we say, what is Harris's policy? The first thing they're going to say, what is Trump's policies? What the hell? If I'm asking you about a Chrysler 300, why are you talking about a Toyota? Right? If I say, hey, what's the selling points of a Chrysler 300? Why are you going to tell me the selling points of a Toyota? I'm trying to say, hey, okay, let me do this. You can persuade me to vote for Kamala Harris. You can come up here and persuade me to vote for Kamala Harris, but you can't mention Trump. I just want to vote. I just want to know why I should vote for Kamala. That's all I want to know. Why should I vote for Kamala? I'm not going to vote for someone just because I don't like the other person. That's stupid. Well, you don't want Trump, do you? Yeah, but I want to know why I should vote for Harris other than I don't like Trump. That's not a good reason to vote, not to vote for someone. Okay, so that's why you're not increasing your voter base, because you don't have a good reason why you're voting for her. Why are you voting for her outside of mentioning Trump? And again, the question that I started off with is, you have to admit Joe Biden was a lame duck president, or you have to admit Kamala Harris is lying. Well, we know the Maternal Care Act did not do anything for anyone. It is black women are still dying trying to give birth. So the Maternal Care Act didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. See, this is what they say. Why do I need to argue with you? Because you can't tell me one policy of Kamala Harris. You can't tell me one. You don't have one. Project 2025. You know the person who started Project 2025 wrote Obamacare? Did you know that? So when you say stuff like Project 2025, you are mentioning Trump. When you say she is not a felon, you are mentioning Trump. I told you they cannot go without mentioning Trump directly or indirectly. They always gonna have to mention Trump. Go look it up, lady. They're always gonna have to mention Trump. The Heritage Foundation wrote Obamacare. Go look it up. The Heritage Foundation, they didn't write it. It's like a song. The Obamacare, look it up, I'm not lying. Obamacare used some information from the Heritage Foundation, which wrote Project 2025. Go look it up. It's not a lie. They took information from the Heritage Foundation, which the Heritage Foundation wrote Project 2025. See, y'all out here yelling Project 2025 and y'all don't even know who wrote it. No, I'm asking y'all, why are y'all voting for Harris? I could give you so many reasons why I'm voting for Trump, and I don't even have to mention Harris. I don't have to mention Harris. I could give you 100. I could go on and on about why I'm voting for Trump over Harris, and I don't even have to mention Harris. But can you do the same? You can't do the same. You can't do the same. That's mentioning Trump. That's mentioning Trump. That's mentioning Trump. She is not a felon. Okay, who's a felon? Who's a felon? That's mentioning Trump. See, they can't go without mentioning Trump. Come up. I ain't got to invite you up. Invite yourself up. They can't go without mentioning Trump indirectly or directly. They can't do it. They can't do it for you. They can't do it. So someone come up here and say, hey, these are the reasons I'm voting for Harris without indirectly or directly mentioning Trump. They can't do it. Right, other than being, well, she's not a black woman. That's not. She fought for tax credits. When? You're talking about when she was a senator. What is her policy now? What are her policies now? And she never introduced any of those bills. She never introduced. She's a coach. This woman is a great teammate. Kamala Harris is a great teammate. She's not a great leader. She's a great teammate, not a great leader. That's what Kamala Harris is, a great teammate, but not a great leader. She gotta be your Robin. She can't be Batman. What's that?
Man, you speaking facts. You speaking facts. They can't handle the truth out here.
They can't.
They cannot have. Hey, I'll tell you something, man. I asked somebody, I asked my parents. I said, tell me one reason other than her being quote unquote black and a woman that why you vote for her. They couldn't tell me nothing.
I ain't got nothing.
They got nothing. They ain't got nothing at all. I mean, matter of fact, if she gets in, she's gonna open up the gates of hell for America. I hate to say it, but that's really what's gonna happen if she get in there.
I think so too. Everyone thought a man was the Antichrist.
Right.
Antichrist is gonna be a woman.
Yep. But you know what? Let me say this too. So I'm definitely voting for Trump. I'm Trump Vance 2024 all day long. But here's what I will say though, in all sincerity, I actually still I wouldn't necessarily say she's black, but I think that in America, when I got a good friend of mine, one of my good friends, he's Jamaican, and I still consider him to be a black man. But let me tell you why I say that though. So it's not that she's not black, it's that she tried to lean into the Indian American side and then switch to the whole black side. So like if we had a person that was Jamaican that was running, like a pure Jamaican, we would say that person was black. Would you agree with that at least?
Yeah, if they was a dark-skinned Jamaican, I would say that.
Yeah. So I'm just making that distinction, but she's still trash. I'm just saying, like, to be honest, I really think that at the end of the day, like, it's the fact that she tried to lean into the Indian side, Indian American, and then flip-flop to the black side when, she tried to lean into the Jamaican side. But that's my only thing about her.
Yeah, she's a chameleon. She changes with the audience, and she disrespects black people. That's what black people don't understand. When she goes talks to other people, she's who she is.
Right.
When she goes talk to us, she transforms into something like a stereotype. She becomes a walking stereotype.
Absolutely, 100%.
Walking through the airport with greens, like we're supposed to be impressed by that. Like you, why did you go buy the damn greens when you touched down?
Yeah, facts.
How was y'all doing?
Go ahead, brother. Somebody's want to say something. I want to hear this. Go ahead.
Go ahead, TJ.
I just came, but how are y'all doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Fine. So I just came in. What exactly are we talking about?
We looking for a Harris supporter to come up here and tell us why they voted for Harris without indirectly or directly mentioning Trump.
Oh yeah, I don't think they can do that. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not for Trump, but I don't think they can do that.
Oh man!
Hey, but I do have a question.
What's that?
So do y'all think that for Republicans and Democrats, why is there such hate towards the two? Because I looked at like 2008 old terms like that. It was actually respectful. Why is there so much hate now?
I think because back in the days you had reporters who was biased. I think the media has been corrupt, and you have now they report to the people like whatever they're gonna report whatever side they on more. So you don't have like when Trump went to that meeting, whether you like Trump or not, back in the 80s, they wouldn't have their bias wouldn't have shown. They would have been impartial. They would have just asked the question that the people would have like when he met with the National Black Journal Association in the 80s, they would have just asked questions. You wouldn't have known which side they voted for. Now you have so much of the media where they're predicting our sides. They're like not just reporting. They're not reporting the stories. They're putting their own personal biases into it. Whether they work for CNN, you're going to be a Democrat. If you work for Fox, you're going to be a Republican. And
True.
it's too much of that going on in the world. Like
I would agree with that 100%. As a matter of fact, I would even say this. I think the media is public enemy number one. If you look at just from a cultural standpoint, when you start looking at headlines, when they want you to feel a certain way about a story, they're going to paint that narrative about it, whether it be a black, white situation. So that's the more you keep seeing it, the more you start creating division amongst everybody.
Right, like they did with the Sonia Massey case.
Yep.
They only showed you one video cam. They knew there was another video cam out there, but they created so much emotion off of showing you that one video cam that people don't even believe the other one. They out here saying that's AI, that don't matter. But
I even take it a step further real quick, and I'll let you speak. I'll take it a step further. So, like, when you go back and look at, and I know it's a touchy subject, but you go look at January 6th, and you look at all the stuff that was happening, and then you go back. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember this, but Tucker Carlson started playing the other footage that wasn't released, and he all of a sudden got fired. Do you remember that?
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
So when they start showing the other side of it, now people can make a more educated decision. And I think the media has a way of painting somebody into a corner. So if you want to think about Trump, all they got to do is start talking about racism, and they don't show you the parts where he denounced racism. So if you keep seeing that and you never see it on CNN, then guess what you're going to think? Trump is racist. That's kind of how they do it.
Right, but it's like when I'm sorry, TJ, was that you who was going to go ahead, TJ? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
Oh, no, so with the Sonya part, so I do think what happened to her was terribly wrong.
I agree.
But not your average. I can't see your full username.
Yeah. Just you say Joe, not your average Joe.
Joe. You are right. The media, however the media shows you, they're going to show you the part that gets you riled up.
Yep.
And shows you one way that's going to victimize or like blame that one specific person, I guess, that they're targeting for.
Right.
All right. Here on a Sunday, huh?
But I think what I'm trying to say is, like, as far as Kamala, I can't say I hate her. I don't know the woman.
Right.
And as far as Trump, I'm not gonna say I hate him. I don't know.
227.
But I feel like, do you have a problem with if someone votes for Kamala?
No, absolutely not. That's on them. I just think so. I don't have a problem with somebody voting for Kamala. I just think that for a person that if they love America, I think that they're just uninformed if they vote for her. That's really what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't have a problem with it. I just think that if you really go back and look at the issue, and I'll give you just a kind of like so I'll give you an example so I can make my point. So I grew up with both my parents, right? My parents been married for 40 years, and all of my values came from my parents. Well, when I talk to my parents, they still vote for Kamala because of the racism and all the stuff that they feel like that Trump is, right? So when I start going issue for issue, they actually will be voting conservative, but they're being swayed to vote blue just because that's what they always done. So I'm saying is they're not informed.
I see what you're saying. So this is my first election, right? I'm 18. I turned 18 May 1st.
Okay.
My parents told me automatically that I have to become Democrat. Mm-hmm. And I asked why. They said that's just what we do. And I said, okay, that's kind of not fair. We got to hear both sides.
Right.
Then they automatically said that on the Republican side that they're racist.
Automatically, yep.
So But that's messed up because you're just seeing one side of things and you're just automatically assuming that one party is racist. We ain't even got the facts straight. And then they show me like a couple of like statements that Trump said that was like racist, like in the.
You still there?
I think he cut off.
Oh, okay.
But
I think somebody else joined too. They probably want to jump in to say something. I ain't want to hog the conversation.
I don't know. He ain't saying nothing. 23, you want to talk?
Man, so I was just gonna put in my little 2 cents.
Go ahead.
Like I said, man, you know, I'm with Trump right now, for, you know, policies and other reasons. But I think the thing with Kamala supporters or whatever, like I respect them more if they just come out and say I'm voting for her because she's a woman and she's quote unquote black. You know, but other than that, they just try to beat around the bush with it, and you know, come up with some shit out of their ass, and they don't give you no policies. She already been there 4 years, and ain't really made no major moves. But if they would just stop bullshit, you know, just hey, I'm voting for her because she's a woman. Boom, I'd respect it more. You know.
Well, you know, you actually have some of them that are saying that, but when you start asking about what their core values are, they really can't. They really can't. They ain't got no leg to stand on. Most of them, right?
Hi.
So, go ahead. Somebody might got somebody else. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Joe. I heard you say the policies. Can you explain what policies that you're aligned with that are Trump that you support?
Like as far as like, are you talking about like the stuff that he's done in the past, or what do you mean?
No, his policies. You say you support his policies and they align with your values. What are those values and what are those policies that you align with?
So for one, he's pro-life. I'm with that. Number two, when you start talking about lowering taxes, I'm with that. Number three, you start talking about opportunity zone that he put in place.
Hold on. Sorry. Back up. You said pro-life, but he paid for the abortions of 2 women. That's documented. But then also you say he's lowering taxes, but whose taxes? Not yours. Are you middle class?
I paid less taxes when he was in office, and I made more money.
You paid less taxes, but his tax bill that was signed in 2017 is what implemented the tax spike. Once that tax hike that started in 2017 launched, I started paying tens of thousands of dollars a year.
Okay.
So if you don't understand tax, I'm a finance manager.
Okay, good.
I understand the tax implications of what he implemented, and what you're saying is not the case for a regular average middle class or lower middle class or even poverty level person.
It was for me.
Right, but the policy that he implemented, yes, you paid less before he implemented the tax policy.
No, I paid less after he implemented it.
After the 2017, you say you paid but now you're paying more, right?
Yep.
That's because the tax policy that he implemented in 2017 has an annual step increase. Are you listening?
Let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this. Hold on. Let me ask you this. Joe Biden has the highest inflation of any president. While he yells about how the employment rate is low, right now you have people because of inflation having trouble renting houses. So you have people having trouble paying rent. You have people having trouble buying groceries. In New York, right now in New York, they are holding they are suspending people's Section 8 to give it to immigrants. So these are the policies you agree with?
Let me ask you this.
Hold on. Do you believe that people should be losing their housing, Section 8? These are poor people, mainly black people, losing housing because they want to give their housing to immigrants.
Okay, right. So you touched on several points. You're asking several questions. Let me answer them.
Okay.
You said that do I believe that Biden had the highest inflation? Do you understand how inflation works and how that works with the market?
How does it work?
Inflation takes several years to be implemented within the market. So when you say that,
I told you they couldn't get out of here and blame. They always gonna blame Trump.
Okay, so what you're saying is you don't understand how these things work within our system, but then you say don't blame the person that's responsible. That's insane.
Okay, go ahead, keep going.
Hold on, you're saying inflation, but inflation has a direct correlation with the price gouging that took place during COVID. That is not based on presidential appointancy. Okay, that's one point. So that's not a presidential thing. That's the the banks and things like that, and companies price gouging, causing what is not truly inflation. I work for one of the top companies in the world. It is not inflation; it's price gouging.
So okay, so let me ask you a question.
And
So
same,
when
hold
you
on, let
start,
me finish this thought. And then same
okay.
with the housing. There has been a 50% increase in corporate-owned single-family homes throughout the country. That is not a
Absolutely.
presidential thing. That's corporate price gouging. That you saying that this is a thing that is because of Biden lets me know that you don't understand economics.
Okay, so since you're up on it, explain to us what do you feel like she's going to provide for us that Trump can't?
One, alleviation of middle class tax breaks for the middle class. Having an increase in what we pay in our taxes is directly correlated from that tax hike that happened in 2017. Project 2025 is talking about increasing that. Better benefits for the veterans. My family, I have a long history of family who are vets. Those vets, their benefits are being reduced with Project 2025 and Project 47. Anybody who has vets in their family should be embarrassed on this call that's supporting Trump. Secondly,
wait, say it again. I'm sorry, I missed it.
Like when she's done, I'd like to ask her a question when she's done.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I missed it. What did you say? You said that. What did you say they're gonna do that we're not gonna get with Trump?
First of all, overall Project 2025.
You know that's not. You know. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, so yes, Trump says he doesn't fully support Project 25, but he got Project 47, which is literally a worse version of Project 2025.
Agenda 47, you saying it's worse than household?
Yes, 100% worse.
Household.
Because the taxes that are going to be benefiting people are only people who make over 750K. If anybody on this call makes over 750K, raise your hand.
So,
okay, and then secondly, he talks about the benefits for veterans. The benefits for veterans are going to be reduced, but the spending for military is going to be increased.
That's not true. I'm a veteran, and I made more money through my disability through when he was in office as opposed to when she was.
You're so funny. Okay, so did you reach Project 2025? The benefits for veterans.
Stop. Because you came on seeming like an intelligent black woman. Intelligent sister that knew what she was talking about. But then you bring up Project 2025.
That's bingo.
Those are literally things that are being implemented within the system right now.
Sister. Okay, let me get. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Y'all talk about Project 25 is going to take away democracy. What took away?
I didn't say that.
Wait a minute. Hold on. But that's the whole thing. What is the absence of democracy when Kamala Harris did not even have to run against another Democrat? She was not. Kamala. That's basically like they appointed Kamala. Democrats didn't pick her. She didn't have to go through a vote against anybody. This is a woman in 2020, dropped out of the damn Democratic race because no one voted for her. No one wanted her. But instead of giving every Democrat a fair chance, which the country is set up to do, they waited, knowing that Joe Biden should have never been the person to run in the first place. They wait, I must admit, after they tried to assassinate this man 2 weeks later to say, hey, Joe Biden's going to step down and we're gonna run Kamala Harris. For 4 years, 2 years, they was trying to hide Kamala because they was trying to figure out a way to get rid of Kamala because they was afraid. They knew Joe Biden wasn't going to make it through his term, so they was trying to get rid of Kamala because they didn't want Kamala to be the president. But now all of a sudden, 2 years later, they're trying to make her the president.
My question is, what does that have to do with policy? You guys are saying that you align with Trump because of his policies, but then when we speak
every time
policy,
we try to tell you about his policy, you tell us we're wrong.
Okay, because if your information is not fact-based, what is it then?
I don't know.
So can I ask her a quick question? Can I ask her a quick question?
How can I help you?
Yep.
Danny, so you're a finance person, so you're good with numbers. Would you agree that the Democratic Party, typically they win the election because black voters usually make a huge turnout?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. And then, so do you think that this election, if we don't turn out big, will they lose?
If we don't turn out with what? in the same
big on
droves that we
voting.
did
If we
for
don't
like
hit, if,
Obama?
right, right.
I feel like, yeah, sure.
Okay, that's fair. So let me ask you this: if you were Kamala or you represented the Democratic Party, and knowing what we both agreed to be true, that you need to galvanize the black vote, what would you implement specifically and exclusively for black people, meaning the descendants of slaves in this country, to make sure that the vote turnout is like how it's supposed to be?
What would I implement if I was a politician? That's your question? And what would I implement
Correct.
if I was a politician?
Right. What policy would you promise black people to make sure that they go to the polls and vote?
I would promise the same thing I would. If I was a politician, I wouldn't operate in the realm that I'm only catering to black votes. Because yes, we are a catalyst in that total number for Democrats, but we're not the only number. So my target would be middle class, especially middle class black folks, which majority of my family is. So I would target tax benefits, education, the things that are important to me, the things that actually like can be implemented as a politician.
Oh, hold on,
So
brother. Let me brother. Hold on for a second. See, this is the problem with black people. When the Native Americans got $90 million from the Biden administration, they didn't think about us. When they gave money to the LGBTQ community, they didn't think about us.
You're asking from as a perspective as a politician, though, not as a black.
But wait. As black people, this woman said she was not going to do anything just for us, because then her explanation was, I just can't do anything for one race. The same thing Obama basically told us. But
that's how it should be as a politician.
Okay, I have a question. Can I chime in?
Wait a minute, hold on. You can hold on for a minute. But sister, they turn around and do stuff just for certain people, and we're over here looking stupid because we done fell for, there's nothing they can do for us. But you gave the Native Americans $90 million. You gave the LGBTQ some rights, but then you tell us there's nothing you can do just for us.
So, quick question: what is Trump giving you?
He gave us opportunity zones if we'd have took advantage of them.
Opportunity zones have always existed. What is happening? They've always existed, and they've always been in the tens of millions of dollars.
Unlimited funding to HBCUs.
Since you can't keep going back to
That's
Trump,
not true.
the Democratic Party is soliciting our vote. We want to know what they're going to do specifically for us.
Right. So
while
that
they doing
means
it for everybody
that
else.
means your list of demands need to go to both politicians. Giving one a pass just because he has always existed.
Sister, we're talking about Harris. We're talking about Harris. Wait a minute, hold on before you say anything. I told you no Harris supporter can get up here and keep the conversation on Harris without mentioning Trump.
I have a question.
You were talking about policy, and when I speak about policy, you defer.
We're talking about her policies. We're talking about what she's going to do, and you proved that you can't get up here and mention without mentioning her, without mentioning him.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Let sister got a question. Let sister ask a question.
Yeah, I just want to know, what specifically do any of you gentlemen want for all blacks? Just blacks only?
Reparations.
Okay, because every politician right now, they're pretty much against that.
Oh, okay. I thought
That's not my problem. That's not my problem. They need my vote. I don't need theirs.
That's true.
I got to get out here and get it regardless.
That's true. So, but we're talking about two candidates here, so my point.
We are, and neither one of them. But that's the point. But
So
don't y'all
what
think
do we
that,
do? What do we do with that?
Sometimes, I'm glad you asked this, sis. Sometimes, and I don't necessarily agree with voting for Trump, but I will say this. We've been doing the same thing for so long, and it's almost like dating a dude for 2 years, 3, 4 years, 5 years, and then he never put a ring on your finger, right? And then you got these other dudes, and all the other man can say is, well, they ain't gonna do nothing for you. They ain't gonna do nothing for you, but I ain't gonna do it. But they ain't either. That's what we're dealing with. So at some point, we have to say, hey, look, that's cool. I done gave you this much of my time. I done gave you this much of my vote. Let me step back and see what you can do without me. Because if none of the policies are going to be exclusively for us, then we don't have anything to lose. So maybe we need to sit it out for a second, show them that we do have power in the vote, let them suffer, and then let's see when they come back around in the next 4 years if they want to offer something else.
Though. You see what I'm saying?
No, we won't. We black. We suffer every day.
Well,
Right.
that's
So
true.
why enable the suffering? That's my question. Yes, reparations will be ideal. That's what a lot of black folks want, and yes, that will be ideal.
It ain't gonna happen on
But
either side.
the likelihood of that happening is slim to none. So in the meantime, what do? You do the things that are for your best interest and the interest of your people, and that includes education.
Wait a minute, I don't mean to cut you off. But how have the Democrats been in our best interest when in every city ran by Democrats we are suffering?
Yep.
That is not true, though. Name
me one city ran by Democrats that we're not suffering in.
Los Angeles. And against everybody. Hold on. So listen.
No.
You're not listening. You guys are already.
Hold on. I gotta hear this. Go start again.
Okay, so I'm not saying that everything is perfect in these cities, but California.
You ain't saying everything is near perfect in them cities because Los Angeles is the worst city for black people. Los Angeles is the worst city for black people.
Economically, and in terms of growth, it is not.
Have you ever been to Los Angeles?
I absolutely have been to Los Angeles. Okay, so listen, please, can you hear my words?
Stop, because I'm not going to let you go forward, because I got to know. Have you lived in Los Angeles?
No, but my cousin has lived in Los Angeles for 13 years.
About something you don't know. Have you ever had someone murdered in Los Angeles?
What?
Have you ever had someone murdered?
How does that impact policy?
About something you don't know.
I do know about economic policy and the impacts of that policy has on people.
Wait a minute. You can't talk about a city.
Murder is our only correlation?
Okay, hold on. Let's be fair here.
Stop, sister. Have you seen the homeless population of Los Angeles?
Yes, I have.
Have you seen the cities have changed from?
You didn't even let me finish my statement.
Wait a minute, because I'm not going to let you talk about something you don't know about. I'm not going to.
I don't know about the economic policies that are implemented from democratic cities. That's what you were asking. Then you switched to murder.
You can't talk about a city that you never lived in.
Yes, I can, because I understand economics.
Opportunities for black people in Los Angeles.
Okay, so you can't speak about policies then because you didn't know about Project 2025 or the impacts that it's going to have on the people.
I do know about Project 2025, but it's fake. It's not real.
So how is that fake when they just rolled back Chevron with the same Supreme Court? Speak about that.
That Project 2025 is not implemented by any government agency. It's
a policy by a. Oh my goodness,
ma'am, y'all gonna take anything. Oh look, that's Project 25. See, they said that in Project. Y'all gonna find any correlation to make Project 25 real in y'all's minds.
Okay, so do you believe that Project 47 is true?
What the hell is Project 47?
Agenda 47.
Trump's version of Project 2025.
Ma'am, how do you know?
Do you believe that's?
Ma'am,
because we spoke about that.
Agenda 47 is on his website.
Right.
The government is not set up for dictatorship.
But it is, though.
It's not. The only way you're going to get a dictatorship is in the government if y'all go out here and vote one party as all three legislative branches. If you go out and vote a Democratic president, a Democratic Senate, a Democratic Congress, a Democratic House.
Can I say this?
Our country is a democratic oligarchy. We already set up for a dictatorship. So when they're, can I finish my statement? You guys keep cutting me off.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut y'all. Go ahead.
Okay, so you said that you asked what were some Democrat-ran cities and states that are successful.
Cities, and there's none. You said Los Angeles. That's not if that's
okay. Can I finish my statement?
No, because I'm saying if you're saying Los Angeles is a successful Democratic-ran city, I hate to see
that. Makes me question what do you deem as success? Because New York, Chicago, LA are all Democrat-ran cities
and they're all shitholes.
Okay, that makes me question what is your level of success?
Let me explain to you why.
I didn't even finish my statement. So how can you even answer it?
Let me explain, because I'm about to explain to you why Los Angeles is a shithole.
Man, psychic abilities is crazy.
High unemployment rate among black people, poor education, homelessness, crime. What economic advantage are you talking about for a few black people?
Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
Go ahead, answer.
Okay, so for every single state, every city that I mentioned, New York, Chicago, LA, those are cities that feed economically into every single state and city surrounding it, because economically it is doing better than every single city around it.
No, it's not. It's
Can't
not.
argue.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes,
Economically,
it is.
she's right. I'm not saying
Next. I can't do
Oh my
no more.
goodness.
Next. Go next. Go move on from her. Go someone else. I can't deal with the lies.
That's biased, and you don't accept any new information.
Los Angeles is not. There's cities around Los Angeles that are doing way better economically than Los Angeles.
I
Danny,
think the
Democrat
can I
ran.
ask you a question, Danny? Let me
the
ask you a question.
disconnect is she's talking about the money that they bring in. She's right
Not
about
just
that.
money. Not just money.
Yeah, they make a lot of money,
doesn't come to us. That money doesn't come to us.
Yes,
money
it does.
Yeah.
See,
That's
okay,
the
just
Yes, it
disconnect.
does. Because those Democratic
hold on,
policies.
please be quiet. This is what y'all have to understand about her. This is what you have to understand about her. When she
About
says
who?
money, she's not talking about our community. Because if
Yes,
you
I am.
if you
What?
go to LA, the trickle down theory doesn't work. If you go to the
True.
black neighborhoods, all you see is poverty. That's all you see.
Okay, and that's because systemic redlining.
We're not benefiting from the economics in
Oh my
LA.
gosh.
We're not benefiting from the economics in LA. And I can say this because I'm in California and I can see my part of California. Black people are not benefiting. And I'm in the richest part of California. I'm in Oakland. I'm in the Bay Area. We're talking about LA. Bay Area has the Bay Area. And that shit, if you come to the Bay Area, all this money in the Bay Area, and you go to the black parts of towns, we're suffering in all these fucking cities. It's not working for us. We're poor.
Can you explain why though?
And for someone who doesn't even live here to try to tell us who live here,
I named 2 other cities, sir. You're not accepting that.
What other cities did you name?
You would know if you wouldn't cut me off. It was Chicago and New York.
Have you ever been to Chicago?
I used to live in Chicago for 15 years.
Then you know the poorest people in Chicago are black.
And can you please listen to what I'm saying?
Yes,
these cities
are not making sense.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay to disagree, but just hear people out.
Literally, like that's all I'm asking. Like these cities are no city within the United States is set up for the economic benefit of black people. Point blank, period. But when policies are implemented that systematically dismantle things that are put in place to disenfranchise black people, that is a success. So when I speak about economic success, when I talk about success of Democrat-ran cities, these are cities that have that as not only a trend, but as a standard. So LA, Chicago, New York, they have policies in place to benefit disenfranchised people, which are historically black people.
Time out.
And that includes opportunity zones. That includes...
Time out, sister. Chicago has mostly been a Democratic city. So you're saying all of these years, Chicago, this Democratic city, has these Democratic policies. So basically what you're doing, either you're saying they have these policies set in place, or you blaming black people? Which one are you doing? Because Chicago, if all
what?
of these
is that what you got from that?
Yes, because you're saying Chicago has all of these Democratic policies. So
yes. And if you look at the wealth building ability for black people within these cities, it's higher than any other state.
Please stop. I guarantee you, if I got someone from Chicago up here.
I'm from Chicago. I was born and raised in Chicago.
Okay, then how are you saying that the Democrats who have ran Chicago all of these years, I don't remember Chicago ever having a Republican mayor. They might have one. But how are you saying Chicago has all of these Democratic policies in place for economic success when Chicago is one of the worst places for black people?
It is not one of the worst places for black people. That's not true. That's not true.
It's one of the worst. Chicago is segregated. Chicago is segregated.
Chicago is segregated. Like I said, none of these cities are perfect. But when you talk about economic growth and the ability to rise up for black people, these are examples, which you asked for, of Democrat-ran cities.
Wait a minute, hold on. So again, why haven't black people rise up in Chicago if they got all
the fact that black people live in places like Hyde Park, where there's an average house price of like $2 million, and this is a black area.
So isn't that the Democrats' fault?
That's a benefit. What is that? What is happening? Your own bias is clouding your listening ability, it sounds like.
Ma'am, because you're basically taking The few of us, this is what white people do. They take one of us from the heat, clean him up, and say, why can't y'all be like him? That's what they do.
Literally, I'm talking about my family, the places I was born and raised, and then
have you lived in the hood? Have you lived in the hood?
Yes, I lived in the hundreds in Chicago. Okay. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, why can't they? If Chicago's such a good place, why can't they make it out of the projects? Just explain to me.
Oh my gosh. I feel like no matter what I say, you're going to have a what if, even if it's not fact based, because I'm telling you examples, clear facts.
Danny. Hey, real quick, I'm gonna say this real quick. So you sound like you're pretty. You sound like you are more informed than more Kamala Harris. People who gonna vote for her. I will say that, but I will submit this. I know for me personally, my biggest thing about what she's all about, it has more to do with my Christian faith than it does about any particular one policy. And I'll be honest with you. So when you start looking at like kind of what they're trying to promote with the the alphabet, when you start looking at how they're trying to destroy the family, all of that stuff, that's probably more important to me other than just one particular policy, like even like abortion, all that kind of stuff. So for me, those issues are bigger to me than maybe one issue about, taxes or whatever the case may be. But when I look at both parties and I line up my faith compared to one side to the other, it's kind of clear for me in that regard.
I understand that, Joe. And I really, I respect that. And I really want to point out the fact that, like, yes, that it should be the case. But when you're looking at a high office of presidency, being pro-life is that the only thing that you're going to base your
no, ma'am, on? No, ma'am. That's question. No, ma'am.
Time out. Fuck that. Keep your legs closed. 27%.
Right. Okay, so
27.7% of black families in Chicago right now are in poverty. So basically, what these democratic policies you saying? Why are 27.7% of black people in poverty right now in Chicago?
Okay, so do that same analysis on a nationwide and statewide level.
Ma'am, we talking about Chicago and the Democrats.
Exactly. So you can't pull out a arbitrary statistic and use it as the basis. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. When you look at it nationally, that's still lower than our national average.
Hey, Danny, let me submit one more thing. I'm gonna let y'all go. So here's what I would say. I think the biggest challenge is, at least from what I've seen, like the Democratic side don't be honest about the stuff that actually happened. Let me give you an example. So Kamala Harris was the border czar, right? Or would you at least agree she was? Yes or no? Was she?
What was the border czar?
Yeah, was she the border czar? Like, was she in control of the border? She was over there, correct?
Sure.
Okay, so now they're turning around and saying she had nothing to do with it. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're actually, we got footage of her being they're talking about the border. Now she has nothing to do with it. So what I'm saying is there are so many different issues that they're actually projecting when they're actually doing the very thing that they accused Trump of doing. That's the biggest issue that I have.
I understand that
One
too.
Of the biggest issues.
My question then is comparatively.
Let's get back to statistics.
Hold on. Can I respond to Joe?
Because go back.
My question then is have you done that comparatively with the other parties?
Absolutely. I have on some issues, yes, ma'am. I have on some issues, yeah. I have.
So you are okay.
That's what. Go ahead.
So you're okay with the policies and stuff that they are not only saying that they're going to enact, but the things that they've done historically.
Give me an example. What you mean?
Like separating kids, put them in cages. The whole
that was done on
the whole thing that Mexico was going to pay for the border wall, and then
we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. We can do that at a later time. But we're going to stick on Chicago and how Chicago has implemented democratic policy that has been good for black people when 16.5% of all Chicago public school students were proficient in English, 8.1 in mathematics. So how are you up here saying that Chicago's democratic policies have been good for black people when only 16.5% of all Chicago students are proficient in English and only 8.1% of black Chicago students in math?
Okay, so
it seems like the policies of Democrats have not helped black Chicagoans.
This is true.
Okay, so can you compare that to the nationwide averages?
We're talking about Chicago, ma'am.
But
You said
if
the
you're talking
democratic
about
policies of Chicago was good for black people.
you
So
don't understand how statistics work.
How is that possible when statistics are saying that Chicago ain't even educating black people?
The data associated with statistics is only beneficial in comparative to something else. So when you say that when you call out these numbers, when you compare those to other statistics,
what statistics?
That's where you get the premise of your argument.
Okay, what
policy are you talking about that's causing that? I'm asking the gentleman. What is the policy? What is the problem? What are they doing that's causing that?
Okay.
You said that's causing bad school performance?
Yeah, what are the policies that the Democrats have that's causing? Yeah, let's just start there with the school performance.
But what have okay, that's a good question we got to ask ourselves. What have the Democrats did to promote education? When has a Democrat even came to the black community to talk about education?
Can I explain that?
Communities? Oh, we do that here. I'm in Atlanta.
Yeah, they do that all the time. But not only that, but they also, those opportunity zones that you were spouting that you said was only Trump, those opportunity zones are all on the east side of Chicago, like near the lakefront, South Shore, all of those areas. Those creating opportunity zones, bringing Fortune 500 companies like Target, Amazon, all of those to the south side of Chicago when historically they were out in the suburbs. Those were all Democratic policies to benefit and create opportunity zones.
They're not there no more.
What's not there anymore?
Those stores left. Those stores are gone.
Okay. No, they didn't, because this is a new.
Walmart shut down all its stores in Chicago.
I'm talking about plants. I'm talking about these jobs that have pensions.
Ma'am. And when Trump says black jobs, that's what he's talking about. So you can bring up Amazon, you can bring up Target, you can go look in these places right now, and you can see the number of black people compared to the number of other people. So stop it.
So you don't want jobs in these areas? I'm confused because you were just spouting how.
Ma'am, when Trump says black jobs, we're not getting these jobs no more. We're not getting these jobs no more. We can go into Target right now and we can count on probably 2 hands, maybe your feet, how many black employees are there. So
I don't know where you live, but statistically, like, that's not true. They have employment reports that are distributed.
If you want to talk about policy, some people like to bring up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
Some people like to bring up.
Get you out of here.
Some people like to bring up the infrastructure policy of Biden. Where I live, I don't see not one black person working on the roads.
Are you in a predominantly black area?
Yes, I am.
We have 3 million people
Yes, I am. I'm in a predominantly black area.
Oh,
I know several people who are working on
how
bridges.
many people do you see creating the roads?
Are architects?
Ma'am, I'm not talking about architects. How many black people?
Those are black jobs.
No, ma'am. No, those are not black jobs. Black.
From your perspective.
Most black people, the majority of black people are in the service industry. You do have black people outside the service industry. Most of us are in the service industry. Most of us are in like call service centers. But when you go see them doing constructions on the road, ma'am, how many black people do you actually see working on the road?
I see a ton here now.
I see a ton of black people working on the road. I don't understand where you live.
Man, y'all see, this is what Democrats do. They just gonna lie. They just gonna keep lying. I see a ton.
I can speak for myself.
What's a ton?
Danny, let me ask you just one more question. It's along the same lines, and I'll get out y'all way.
Yeah.
I want to get out y'all way. I'm gonna let Danny do a thing.
This is crazy.
Because y'all don't want to be truthful.
You don't want to listen to anything aside from your bias.
We just agree with everything you say, and we're truthful.
No. Because you know what? I'm like Khalid Muhammad. I'm not the Republican Party, the Democratic Party. Y'all not even invited to the party.
So Danny, if immigration, LGBT rights, abortion, would you say that those are like the main 3 policies or disciplines that the Democratic Party runs on every time?
Absolutely not. No, I think those are big social issues that people talk about, sure, but I don't think those are the main 3 topics. The main things that I hear about are military, taxes, and reinvesting in the middle class.
Okay, wait a minute, hold on. See, when black people talk, we need to talk about what people are doing for us. All of this talking about what they're doing for other
Taxes
people.
benefit us.
Educate
Education
us
benefits
what's
us.
No,
going to do what's for us.
What I'm
That's
saying
what I
is,
But
want you to
those
do.
other three don't benefit us. That was my point. Those
So
other
do you
three
not know
don't. So I
any
was going
black
to
gay
ask
person?
her: abortion, LGBT, and immigration. Those things actually
on.
undermine us. Are you aware
it
of
Okay.
that?
is. It
Okay,
really
so
does.
black facts. Quick question: Did your homeboy Trump get two girls pay for their abortions?
Man, what does that have to do with anything? I could say,
Well,
did your homegirl Harris sleep with Willie Brown to get into politics? That doesn't have nothing
I
to do
wasn't
with
gonna do it
nothing.
like that.
Right.
I wasn't gonna
Is
do
your
it like that. But
your
hear me
I'm
out. Hold
homegirl
saying
on,
you're
bro.
Harris
saying
opening her
you're
leg like
saying
7-Eleven?
you saying this doesn't
All I'm
affect.
saying is, Danny,
Wait a minute. If
Danny,
you want
all
to
I'm
go
saying
wrong,
is every time I ask you a question that makes sense, when you revert back to Trump, it kind of makes you look disingenuous. So I'm gonna ask you again. Do you think that immigration, LGBT, and abortion is something that's gonna be a positive impact for black people? And if you do,
Okay,
explain to me why.
my apologies for seeming disingenuous because that's not my intent. But I will say no. I don't think that those are the three main policies that they run on. I think those are three big social issues. But the three that I hear are military, education, and taxes.
okay,
For
Okay,
let's
And
fair
do
enough.
healthcare.
an
And then
Healthcare.
education. What policy
there we
does
go.
what policy of education do the Democrats have for black people to help us? Because I think we're last in everything as black people in this country when it comes to education. So what policy is Harris going to put forth to help us close the educational gap?
one of the main ones that I've heard is reinvesting in our teachers, paying them more directly impacts
Okay, and
how
how is she
education,
going to do this?
reinvesting dollars into colleges and mitigating how much people pay in student loans. Those are three right off the bat.
We don't even get to college. We don't even get to college.
I don't know what black people you're around, what city
Why
you live in, but I really pray for you, bro.
black people, we can't talk about college if for us to talk about college, we got to talk about our people in the primary levels.
Didn't you ask for
Didn't I just
education
read?
though?
Didn't I
My
just read
brother,
the
when you're done,
statistics?
can I chime in?
Yeah, didn't I just read the statistics of Chicago? 16% of all Chicago public school students can't even read. 8.1% of, only 16% of all Chicago public school systems can read. Only 8.1% of all black Chicago public school students can do math. What the hell are you talking about college for when that's just telling you right then and there, out of Chicago, only 8% of people are prepared to go. 8% of our population that go to the schools in Chicago public school system that are black are even going to have a chance to go to college. You can't go to college if you can't read. You can't
Right.
go to
So
college if
paying,
you can't
so
do math.
giving money into education, putting more money into education, putting more money into teachers so that they want to stay in these level one schools, that directly benefits that level, that statistic that you're speaking about.
So wait a minute, hold on, and then brother can speak. So basically, pay these bad teachers who are bad right now. Pay them
Now it's
more
bad
money.
teachers.
Now it's bad
Pay them
teachers.
more money so they can continue to be bad.
Well, what about the
Nothing
good
like an
teachers? What about
incentive
we
to.
pay the good teachers? What about them?
How many
Yeah.
good teachers can they possibly be if only 8.1% of the people can
Okay,
do
so
math?
what do you propose? What would
Let
if you
brother
was
speak, and I'm gonna tell you what we need to
okay?
do.
Great.
Go ahead, Truth
Please,
Seeker.
Jesus.
Go
No,
ahead,
for
Truth
Thank you, my
real.
Seeker.
brother. I appreciate the platform.
Thank you, brother.
I'm from the Bay Area as well, and I heard the sister speak of Los Angeles and Chicago, and I just left Southside Stone in Chicago as well. I travel a lot across the United States, and what we are looking at is the destruction of the black communities all across the board. Atlanta is somewhat of the deception up to the rule because it's majority black folks doing
Okay,
black
I was
things.
about to
We
say.
understand that. We understand Atlanta, Georgia, has HBCUs, highly educated black brothers and sisters in that city. What we're looking at in Oakland, Richmond, California, Los Angeles, and you talking about democratic controlled cities. When the brothers speak of the educational system, we're looking at a system that don't care about teaching our children. So what the Republicans offer, they offer what we call charter schools or vouchers, where you can take your son or daughter out of a district that you currently live in and place them in another county to get them a better education. The Democrats punish the parents for doing that. It might not happen in Georgia, but it happens all across the United States of America under Democratic controlled cities. When we look at the the prison population, those prison populations are there because of Democratic controlled cities. We scream about the murder of black men and women across the United States by police. We have to look at it. It's in Democratic controlled cities. Now, what I really want y'all to understand, besides all this confusion, we must pay attention what's happening over there in Russia, China, and the Middle East right now, because this is biblical. We are looking at a future Kamala, a future Trump running this country. There might not be a future for this system. And I understand that many of you black sisters and brothers want to be educated in this system. This system is about over. It's called the Babylonian system. And we must catch up on what's going on right now today in Israel. Russia had just put America had just put 12 ships over there in the Red Sea. Russia just sent multiple cargo military equipment over there to Iran. This is in your Bible, and I would suggest all of you, black brothers and sisters, to read Jeremiah chapter 50. The immigrants that we speak of, they are caterpillars, and they are going to do harm if y'all are paying attention. This is way bigger than Trump. Come up, we call it trust. That's
I
what
think
he's
it's
doing.
breaking up. I don't
Trump
know.
is trying to save it. Can you hear
Truth
me?
seeker. Quick
Kamala Harris,
question.
if you bring, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So when you talked about those charter schools, do you know who those
Yes, ma'am.
directly benefit? Because when you talk about like they're trying
Those
to
charter
break up
schools?
the charter schools, the reason why Democrats blocked a lot of charter schools is because the people who were putting their kids in private schools were
Ma'am, that's
requesting.
not true. Ma'am, that's not true. Please
I
stop
noticed you
saying
didn't cut
that.
him
Oh
That's
my
off.
true.
God.
Is it
That's
misogyny
not true.
or what is it?
Because he didn't say nothing lie. He didn't lie. You're lying.
I'm
You're
asking a
lying.
question.
Let her just
You're lying.
Let her
I'm
ask
not
the
gonna let
question. I'm gonna answer
anybody,
let
it.
her
man
ask the
or woman, get up here and
question.
say a lie. That's a lie. I already
It's
heard that. That's a
misogyny.
lie.
Okay,
That's what
just go
that's
ahead.
not a
Let me
lie.
just hear what you're
It's a
saying.
lie because there's so many black
Jesus.
charter schools that can benefit from being able to allow
With those bad teachers you talked about?
no,
Or
these are
no?
good teachers
Can I finish
because
my question?
there's Muhammad universities all over America that don't get the funding because because people can't afford to go to them. They can go to Muhammad universities.
Okay. How many
With the vouchers,
Muhammad
so they will be
universities are
okay.
there compared to public schools?
There's a Muhammad unit. There's so many black schools in America that if they could just get the funding, we could teach our kids.
Kind of like the funding that Kamala is talking about putting into the schools? Oh,
No,
interesting. Can I finish my question?
Kamala. No, you can leave. I'm tired of black women. Y'all are the
I could
downfall of
tell.
humanity.
Special ed.
And y'all are the downfall. Y'all just fucking talk, man. Y'all just
You let that
repeat
man speak and didn't even let
because
me
he
finish my
didn't say a
question.
lie. He didn't say a lie. You were lying.
I was asking a question.
And I stopped it to say that's not true.
Yeah, because you don't like women.
I don't have a
Be who
problem
you
with women. If a
are.
woman gets up here and tells the truth, I'm gonna let her tell the truth, but I'm not gonna let a woman
I was
lie.
asking a question.
Let me answer a question
Can
real
I
quick. Go
better
ahead,
explain the
sister. Ask
charter
your question,
school
sister.
thing? Can I better
Ask your question.
explain the school choice policy?
Go ahead, sister.
Okay, the school choice policy that Trump is offering is that the money that students get, the schools receive rather, per child. There's a day that they do a count and they receive a certain amount of funding per child.
Right.
That funding would follow that child to whatever school their parent wants to put them in, or
Right.
if they choose to homeschool them, they can have it for their homeschooling education. It's not because these parents pay taxes too, and if their children aren't going to be in those schools, that money should follow the child wherever they go, whether it be private school,
Correct.
Christian school, whatever school they want to send their child to. That is the program that he is offering, where parents have more control over where their
The
children are
education of your
educated, and
child.
they're not stuck in a failing school where they're only 16% of them are reading and 8% no math.
Thank you, 92.
Right. So that benefits black people because we have a lot of schools. We have schools, but they poorly they poorly funded. But we have a lot of independent schools in the black community that will benefit by pro-choice, and this will benefit our children because these are not just some hippies or some white saviors that just graduated that want to come play dangerous mind in the ghetto. These are really people who actually live in the hood. They live with these kids. They know these kids, and can better educate them and better discipline them.
My sister, Danny, what we got to understand also is the words manipulation, deception, and psychology. The people that you are caking for, they run on those three policies in the black communities. Those are their policies. And we are victims of it. We got to see the game like Malcolm X says. They pose as a friend, but all the time they are enemies by using these three policies. We got to look at us as a whole, not as an individual, because they don't look at themselves as a whole. I mean, as an individual.
I agree.
That's why they're conquering nations.
And I do want to clarify. I have
Yes,
never
ma'am.
been Democrat. I just wanted to speak about the issues that you guys are saying as fact, but that we're not. I agree that the charter school, what 92 Stack said, is exactly what I was trying to say. But you articulated it very well. Thank you. What I was trying to get to though is that those dollars, we don't have schools already. You say we have a lot of schools, but overall, looking at the total number of schools that we have throughout the country, comparatively, we don't have the same amount. And the amount that those dollars statistically benefit people who already can afford to put their kids in private schools. That's what I was trying to say.
Well, my sister, they sending money overseas over to Ukraine and shutting down schools in our community and then turn around and open them up
and
for
they've been shutting
immigrants.
schools down for about 20 years.
That's not correlated. I mean, those are not synonymous though. Like, yes, they are doing both of these things at the same time.
I want you to understand this. The money per child that these schools already receive, rather than the school getting that money for that child, that money will follow that child to whatever school their parent deems fit for that child to go to.
I mean, this is what people have to realize. When slavery was over, this party that we keep cupcaking for was at the plantation walkway, trying to convince us to go back to being slaves. This party that we keep cupcaking for was that the same, and this is what they're doing now. This same party is trying to convince us to stay on the damn plantation. Y'all don't want to do nothing for yourself, while the other party is offering us, and they probably racist too, I don't know, but at least they got things in place for we can store something for ourselves. Why do we want to keep our kids in public school systems where you could be the best parent
failing them?
Right.
Can you explain what those things are that's going to benefit us? Can you explain what those things are?
We just told you. If we could get money, if we know that, hey, money is following these kids, our brightest minds, our educated sisters who claim to be the most educated in America can come back and open schools in our own neighborhood and teach our kids.
I could tell you something that you can look up. That's a whole plan. Look up the Platinum Plan.
I was asking the gentleman who
there's a lot
you were originally. What were the policies?
What are the policies? Immigration for one.
Plan. That's it right there. Look up the Platinum. That's specifically for Black people.
Well, immigration would help because while Black people run around here laughing about Black jobs, and you say you don't see it, and the lady from Atlanta says she don't see it. I done been all throughout this country and watching them build roads. I barely see any Black people working on where they building the highways.
They're working all of the service industry, all the hospitality, construction, landscaping, warehouse.
Right. When you call about your credit card, you're calling India. You're not those are jobs Black people used to have. You go into restaurants, the servers are not Black. You go to the hospital right now, you might get food because they look Black, but they from Africa. There's very few Black people at the hospitals.
I took my son to to get a physical the other day. He's 15 years old. I had to take him to get a physical and a dentist appointment. All the receptions and everywhere I went were Hispanic women. Every last place I went. And then when you go to the food restaurants, after we go to this physical, they're all different people. They're not us. Black jobs are gone. And what your brother said about the construction industry, I was in the construction industry for over 22 years. I was probably I was the only foreman out of 47 crews. There's only 3 blacks. I had a white man tell me, we prefer to work with Mexicans because they are closer to us than you are, and they're less fearful. I've watched Mexicans allow white boys to funnel with them, talk, be very disrespectful. But when a black man, we don't play them sex games and things of that nature, so they don't feel comfortable with us, and we would challenge them.
Quick question. So do you think that that's dependent on party?
Yes, ma'am, without a doubt, because that's where we live. 90% of Black America live up under Democrats, and look at our issues.
No,
and
I'm saying,
here in California right now, we all trying to leave here and go to a Republican state. We trying to go to.
What I'm saying is, those employers are the problem. They are making the middle class shrink. It has nothing to do with political party. Unless a political party is going to hold these companies accountable.
There's no way you're saying political
let me show you the difference, right? Like here in California, right, we have called rural areas, right?
See you next week.
And when we go into the rural areas, they are controlled by sheriffs, right? They run the Constitution. They go by the Constitution. In the big cities, they are ran by police officers. They are running the corporation of America. Racism resides in the corporate America. But when we go out in the rural areas, we get the utmost respect, and they follow the Constitution. And there are Republicans. There are Republicans. I get more respect out of them than I do I get more respect out of the rural area of white folks than I do in these inner cities.
That's right.
Because they're the corporation. The corporation is still a slave-making corporation.
Right,
mentally,
and that's who run our country. And so if you are voting for a party that aligns more with benefiting a corporation than people, then you are voting against your best interest.
No, ma'am.
No, it's not like that, though. It's not like that, though. It's not like that.
Can you explain to me how it's not?
It's not like that, man. It's not. I don't know, brother.
See, first of all, we have to understand.
Hold on, wait, chill. That brother, all he got is a thumb up. I don't know what he calls.
My name's CJ. I'm sorry. I'm from Louisiana. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, CJ.
I'm just saying, there's no way we think a woman that's for the people. It's not that she's for the people. She just wants your black vote, your black this, black that. She is not even black. She's Indian. She's Indian. The woman is Indian.
I don't care about what she looks like. I care about her policy. And you guys keep saying
what are her policies for black people?
What is her policy?
That's right. Like, what policy? She's been under Joe Biden for how long? And I still haven't seen a black policy?
She said out her mouth that she's not going to make policies for black people specifically.
Right. And any politician who is the highest person in the land.
Black Americans.
Any person who is the highest politician in the land.
How we felt under Trump real quick, Danny. The way we felt was like, okay, now, because you said we should be embarrassed to be supporting Trump and all this stuff. But, okay, we get it. He's not for white, he's not for black, he's not for brown, he's for green.
He's for the working man. Right. He's for the working man.
Exactly. Hold on, Trump is for the workers?
So
he's for the working man.
Everybody eats with Trump, that's all we trying to say.
Trump being for the workers is an oxymoron. He hasn't paid his workers.
What? 1 million of businesses. What you mean he hasn't paid his workers? What are you saying about
He filed for bankruptcy several times, and he was
that,
a terrible businessman.
I have filed for bankruptcy. When you have a job, a business that are failing, you file bankruptcy. Now look at America.
So that makes him a good businessman?
No. Right now.
Wait, hold on. Everybody chill. Wait a minute. Everyone chill. I got a question for him. So, when Kamala Harris became the vice president, she says, we just said it, she says she's not going to do anything before.
She said she wasn't going to create policy specific to black people. Okay, there's a distinction.
When she was running for president, she had $100 billion plan for black people. So what happened?
I don't know.
Okay, this should tell you that
that's
this is
the deception part.
Right.
But they can make bills for Asians.
How was that any?
Because she's trying to please. This is Kamala's problem. She's trying to be everything to everyone, and she ain't doing nothing for no one. So when she wants black people's vote, she's talking about I'm smoking
And
weed.
what has Trump said he's going to do specifically for black people?
He has a platinum plan. Go Google
Well,
it.
I got a couple
Platinum
reasons.
plan.
I got a couple ways for you.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna let you go. Let me explain this to you.
Okay.
When she wants black people's votes, now she's cooking greens in the bathtub. She's smoking weed with Tupac and listening to Tupac and Snoop Dogg. She's promising us $100 billion.
And Trump sells golden sneakers and tells you he was shot and arrested, so he relates.
That's not the point, sister.
Hypocrite.
That's not the point.
I'm violent.
When she wants our vote, she comes to us and she promises all this stuff. When she got vice president, I'm not going to make no policy specifically for black people. And it's like, wait a minute, didn't you just promise us $100 billion if you became the president? Now that you're the vice president, you're telling us you're not going to do anything for us? What happened to the promise of $100 billion?
And I'm going to tell you this. Go Google the platinum plan. That is a plan specifically for black people from Trump that he was going to implement had he won in 2020. He took and met with Ice Cube when he had the contract for Black America. He reached out to Ice Cube, met with him, and took some of the things from his contract for Black America and incorporated it into the platinum plan.
That's facts.
Go Google it.
That's facts. Ice Cube talked about it himself. That's facts.
That's right. And also, let me throw this out there to look up. Look up HR 1242. Trump said that he wanted to put a committee together to overlook slavery effects on black Americans so we can get paid. You know, liberal media did not carry that at all. It wasn't even spoke about. When we spoke about it on social media platforms like Facebook, they took them down.
Yep.
Go look it up. It's still up. 1242. He did that.
He also signed the First Step Act. A lot of people don't give him credit for that.
Yeah. They've been
and he signed the funding for HBCUs recently when he was president.
They restricted the live. I guess the Harris fans and got upset. So.
Oh Lord.
We'll have this discussion another day. All right.
You go Google the platinum plan.